Hello, and welcome back to the channel. We recently obtained feedback from the GED on some of the reasons students get answers wrong on the GED Science, Social Studies, and RLA, and we wanted to share it with you right away. One of the main feedback to students who have failed the RLA on the GED is that they should analyze how two texts on the same topic use different evidence or interpretation of facts to support their claims. Unfortunately, that's all they say, and many students still do not know what this means. In this video, we will explain and break it down for you. When they say that you should properly analyze how two texts on the same topic use different evidence or interpretations of facts to support their claims, it means you should sufficiently examine or contrast the ways each author builds their argument using available information. This analysis is crucial as it demonstrates understanding of not only what the texts say, but also how and why they say it. Be sure to pause the video at different parts going forward to take notes and process the information we are about to provide you. This will help you to fully understand the concept. Imagine two people looking at a car parked on the street. The car is a bright shade of red. One person sees the red car and thinks it looks sporty and fast, interpreting the color as a symbol of speed and excitement. They explain that sports cars often come in red, associating the color with high performance and thrill. On the other hand, the second person sees the same red car and thinks it looks dangerous and attention-grabbing. They argue that red is a color that statistically gets more speeding tickets, interpreting the color as a negative trait that may encourage reckless driving. Both are looking at the same characteristic, the car's red color, but they interpret and explain it in completely different ways. Pause the video here and write down the ways they both interpret the same red car in different ways. Now compare and contrast to what we have. Here is what we wrote down. For the first person, associating the red color with speed and excitement is seen as a positive attribute. They might argue that driving a car that symbolizes high performance and thrill can enhance the driver's enjoyment and satisfaction behind the wheel. This perception could lead to a feeling of pride and pleasure in owning and driving such a vehicle, seen as an extension of a dynamic and adventurous lifestyle. The color red in this case amplifies the aesthetic appeal and emotional connection a person feels with the car, contributing positively to their driving experience. Conversely, the second person views the red color as a marker of danger and a magnet for negative attention, such as speeding tickets. They might point out that a car that stands out with such a vibrant color can attract more scrutiny from law enforcement, leading to a higher likelihood of receiving tickets. Additionally, the perception of red as a dangerous color could suggest that it encourages more aggressive driving behaviors, potentially increasing the risk of accidents. Here, the color red not only impacts the driver's safety and financial costs due to possible fines, but also influences how others, like police and fellow drivers, perceive and react to the driver, adding stress and potential hazards to their driving experience. In this example, both authors are using similar kinds of evidence, the red color, but they select and interpret the facts differently to construct their unique arguments. This kind of analysis on the GED exam requires students to not only recognize the evidence used, but also understand how the author's interpretations lead them to different conclusions, even when they are looking at similar data. Of course, this is just a simple example. Now, let's see what this may look like on the GED exam. Here are two sample passages that might appear on the GED exam, both discussing the topic of telecommuting but presenting different interpretations and uses of facts to support their claims. Passage 1. The benefits of telecommuting. Telecommuting has transformed the modern workplace, offering significant benefits that extend beyond individual convenience to broader economic and environmental impacts. A recent study by the Global Work From Home Research Institute indicates that companies that allow telecommuting report a 25% lower rate of employee turnover, suggesting that remote work can lead to greater job satisfaction and stability. Additionally, the environmental benefits of remote work organization has found that telecommuting can reduce pollution levels by decreasing the number of vehicles on the road, highlighting its role in promoting environmental sustainability. Passage 2. The drawbacks of telecommuting. Despite its growing popularity, telecommuting presents several challenges that can undermine team dynamics and individual productivity. Research conducted by the Society for Human Resource Management reveals that 60% of managers believe remote workers are more difficult to manage, and half report that telecommuting reduces team cohesion. Furthermore, a study from the Urban Planning and Health Institute suggests that telecommuting can increase local traffic congestion as remote workers make more frequent short trips during the day, contrary to claims that it universally reduces traffic and pollution. Now pause the video here and take 5 minutes to write down how you think both passages use the same topic and even the same evidence to come away with different opinions. Review what you wrote and see if there are any ideas you can add. Both passages use studies and data to support their claims, but interpret the impacts of telecommuting in contrasting ways, one focusing on its benefits and the other on its potential drawbacks. What did you write? Let's see if you have anything similar to our analysis on the two passages. The two passages on telecommuting illustrate how authors can take a similar set of data and draw contrasting conclusions based on their focus and interpretation. In passage 1, the author highlights the benefits of telecommuting, selecting evidence that underscores positive outcomes like reduced employee turnover and decreased pollution. For instance, the mention of a 25% lower turnover rate among companies that allow telecommuting comes from the Global Work from Home Research Institute, a source that likely focuses on promoting remote work. Similarly, the environmental benefits of remote work organization provides data supporting the environmental advantages, aligning with the author's positive stance on telecommuting. This selective use of evidence shapes a narrative that telecommuting is broadly beneficial. In contrast, passage 2 emphasizes the drawbacks, using studies that present telecommuting in a less favorable light. The author of this passage chooses to focus on the challenges identified by the Society for Human Resource Management, which reports difficulties in managing remote workers and a decrease in team cohesion. Furthermore, by citing the Urban Planning and Health Institute, the passage highlights an increase in local traffic due to telecommuting, a counterintuitive point that contests the common perception of remote work reducing traffic. This selection and presentation of data are aimed at building a case that telecommuting, despite its popularity, has significant downsides that must be considered. To analyze how authors use evidence to support their claims, you can employ several strategies. 1. First, note the sources of their data. Consider the source's potential biases or primary focuses. This will help you understand why certain pieces of information are being highlighted. 2. Second, pay attention to the type of evidence presented. Is it quantitative, like statistics, or qualitative, like anecdotal observations? This distinction can tell you a lot about how concrete or subjective the claims might be. 3. Finally, observe how the evidence is framed within the argument. Are there any hints that the author is interpreting the data in a way that supports a preconceived conclusion? Making these notes as you read will sharpen your ability to critically evaluate and compare texts, a key skill not just for the GED but for any analytical writing or reading task. Continue to review as you prepare for your exam. Leave us a comment if you came up with something different or have a question. Be sure to like and subscribe as we will post practice questions and answers on this topic. See you on the next one.